Hi guys, so I want to change on this profile hub the driver. It's a 9-tooth driver and I want to change it to an 11-tooth driver. The reason is it's going on a 24-inch BMX and the gearing's a bit different for one of those, so I have a bit more choice with an 11-tooth driver for the various types of sprockets, and I can get maybe a better choice of gearing. So I'll show you guys how to swap these over. So first thing you need, if you have the female bolts, is the 5/16 Allen key. So just unscrew the bolt and take it off. I have actually profile 3/8 to 14mm dropout adapters. They're really good if you're ever considering getting a set. Then you just take off the cone, and then you just take off the driver, and that's it. So the one thing to watch out for is this, there's a little washer shim in here. Make sure if it's not in there, make sure that you put it back. Sometimes when you take the driver off, it sticks to the bearing here, and you, like say in this case, if I'm going to swap to this, then if I left the shim there, it wouldn't be back in, which means this bearing's going to rub against this bearing. It's going to make an awful mess. So just make sure you do that. So the two things I have, I get 2 forceps. That's probably the easiest way. And you probably get away with one, but it's always maybe a bit easier to have a second one. So I just pull the spring in, and then it's a tight machine fit. So just pull that spring down, try and let you guys see in, and then just lift that out with the forceps. Release that spring gently because it might fly off on you. Okay, and so you want to replicate, you want to do exactly the same on the replacement. So don't go, sometimes you can get lost and you end up maybe trying to rebuild it as a left-hand drive. This is a right-hand drive, so I want to rebuild it the same way. The only thing I'll say is when I bought this driver, there was still lots of kind of like machining residue or whatever, like little parts. So I took a compressor and I blew out all the machine parts, and I gave it a brush down and made sure there was nothing left that could get into the cassette mechanism and or driver mechanism and kind of cause premature wear. So make sure you give it a good clean. So then your spring goes in, and you want to push it like so it beds in well, because you want that kind of D shape to be, there's like a little apex point here where you can see where it's sort of, it comes out of the circle into a straight line. On that little corner, you want that D shaped, the flat part of the D on the inside of the spring to kind of be before that point. And then your pawl has like one shape to it with like a little ridge on the back. So the ridge, an easy way to look at it is the ridge goes to the outside. So if you have it like that, push that in, hold the spring down, get this guy to stand up, and then I'll get it to go in. I'll push it in by hand, and then you can release the spring. And so like you should be able to take it and kind of flick it, and it stays bedded in there. So that's all you need to do. So we'll do the 4, and then we'll put the driver back in to the into the hub. All right, so that's the 4 pawls back in. Just give each one a couple of flicks, and they all look like they're bedded in. Like, it doesn't look like the springs are going to try and get out there or anything. So make sure they're well pushed in. like bedded in and then pushed in from outside. And so yeah, just flick each one. They're not going anywhere. Now, like with regards to lubrication for these, Profile really kind of say don't put much in. They do say you can put like a little drop of dry lube. So I got like this Shimano stuff. It's pretty good quality stuff. So, and what they do is they say just to put a small drop on where the pawls are bedded in. So drop on each, and then maybe like a small wipe of a drop on the end. And what you can do then is like put a small bit on a tissue like that, and just give the inside like a wipe, and that'll put a thin coat on the kind of the ratchet mechanism. So you really don't want too much. Now another thing that you can do, I'm going to do anyway, is there's an O-ring here. This O-ring stops the dirt getting in, but the O-rings need to normally they need to be maintained with a silicone grease. So I got a silicone grease. Maybe that's of some use to you guys. And what I'll do is I'll put a thin smear. It's pretty clear. It nearly looks like Vaseline or something. And it's used in plumbing and the likes. I'll just put a thin smear. You really don't want too much, because grease will attract, like dirt will stick to it and get in. And same again, if you get particles in your driver mechanism, it'll cause premature wear. So it's just like a little bit, and then we'll just wipe that off. And it's no harm to take these apart every so often anyway, and just check, give them a clean, take off some of the particles in there and clean it out, and that'll reduce your wear. Okay, so now what we need is a bit of string, and the string we tie around the pawls to push them in, so we can just slot this driver back in. Okay, so like I got like heavyish gauge thread. The nicest, if you have, I don't have it with me, is like some thin fishing string. That's what it's called, the clear stuff. But anyways, but something that's got a bit of strength to it. So what I do is I run the string in the valley between two teeth there, and I'll just put my thumb in. Then I maybe with my index kind of hold the string and run it the other side of the O-ring, between the O-ring and the pawl, the first one, say. That kind of, it'll help it from slipping out. And then I kind of aim to put the string down the middle of all the paws and pull them inwards. And like, I'll do like 2 laps or whatever. Go on, 3. So it'll hold well. Oh, string's gone. Then what you want is, like, you can see now all the pawls are in, and like if you do it that way, you got a free hand, because invariably there's like a middle washer here in the driver that wants to get in the way and obstruct. So then, like, if you have like something small, even a little screwdriver, you can push it into place, and so it's central. Make sure you check again that you got your shim at the base of the axle, and then you should be able to slide it in. Okay, I'd say like slide it all the way in. So now all you have to worry about is getting your thread back. This thread is on the inside of this thread, so you wind up, like, if you pull it out a little bit, then you can just pull it. Well, it depends. If you're looking from the top, it's anti-clockwise. So just hold it out a bit, just a little bit, so the string can pass out. Obviously, you don't want to go pull it too strong and snap it. And that's the string out. You just push it in, and now you're operational. Then it's just put it back together. So the cone and the bolt. And there you go. Pretty straightforward. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.